Department of Defense Inspector General report on Operation Inherent Resolve, which is the U.S. counter-ISIS mission in Iraq and Syria. And they just published last week their latest report, and there are some really fascinating things in there. For one, they straight up acknowledge, and I'll read from this really briefly, U.S. forces in Iraq, what are they doing? Here's what they're doing. Key leader engagements were canceled or delayed. Some base operations were degraded, and U.S. advisory support to partners was adjusted due to militia strikes. And again, to translate for people from Pentagonese, adjusted means canceled, closed down, right? So U.S. troops are not actually doing
the things,
the training and advising of local forces and the key leader engagements that they are ostensibly there to do under sort of the John Kirby view of the world. I would argue that those missions themselves are not that critical to fighting ISIS. They're mostly done in this sort of rote way that I don't think makes a big impact. But even
I conducted those key leader engagements in Iraq. I've physically done them, so I know exactly what you're talking about, and you're absolutely right.
Right, and so these things have a minimal impact, as you said, and then on top of that, we're not even doing them. So I think it's funny when we talk about Iraq. The foreign policy establishment always tries to put the burden on us for saying, "Well, do we really need to be there?" The burden should be on them to make the case for a indefinite U.S. deployment of thousands of troops to Iraq indefinitely. If they believe that that is important, the burden of proof falls on them, and they have not met that burden.